Hi, today we're going to create this text animation in Blender. We will using a few nodes in geometry nodes. So let's get started. First, select all X, delete. I enable screencast. Now you can see all I type with my mouse and keyboard. So Shift A, add a text. Go in properties of the text, make it in the center. In geometry, extrude it, give it a little depth. In font, I change this to this one, impact regular. Hit tab and hit any logo or name you want. So I make it logo. Hit tab to close. Okay, go in modifier, add modifier, generate, give it an edge split. Now you have this nice loop. Now I go back here, maybe I decrease the depth to 0.005. Now as you can see we have a good text. Maybe I decrease here the number, I make it just like this. So now let's uncheck this. I add a plane here, right click, horizontal split. Switch to geometry nodes editor, hit N to close this, hit new. You will see it's very easy to make it. Now Shift A, search for grid. I connect the grid like this. If I go in wireframe, as you can see, we have just 3 vertex. I increase the number, left click and increase the number, maybe 12 or 11 like this. I increase the size. We want to instant object in every vertex. So to do that, Shift A, instance on points, connected like this. Now here in instance, we must to instance this with object. So I uncheck my text and I move it here. Connect geometry to the instance. So I uncheck the original text. Now in y-axis, I decrease this, and here too, I decrease to make it like this. Okay, now I rotated in x-axis. Maybe I give it 45. Now I make some space here. We want to move this logo individually. First, Shift A, I must add set position. Now, Shift A, search for geometry proximity. Now we want this to be connected to other object to interact with this. So I go here, I add an icosphere. Increase the subdivision. You can add any object for this. I scale it a little, Control A, apply the scale. Go back to geometry. If you switch, for example, to text to lose this geometry nodes, select geometry nodes and here enable this pinned. If you go text or icosphere, you got it. Now I select this icosphere, I drag it in the geometry nodes. I connect geometry nodes to geometry proximity and I select distance and I make it an offset. Now as you can see we have this logo moving like this. If I move this sphere, nothing happening, but if I select relative here, as you can see now, if I move it, we have this logo animated like this. But we don't want this. We want something to make it as a grid. So Shift A, search for color ramp. I connect it like this. As you can see, we can control this with this color ramp. But here, flip the color. Now if I move this in x-axis, for example, now you have this animation like this. You can play as you want. As you can see, it's simple, easy to do. I uncheck the text and I go here in material. I give it new material. If I go here in preview, now I change this. I decrease the roughness. I make it maybe blue. Make it little metallic. I uncheck the icosphere. First, if you want to animate this, just GX and make it here. In timeline, this sphere selected, hit I, and now you have this yellow point. It's a keyframes. I must go here in the end, GX, and I make it here. Hit I, and now if I play, you have this animation like this. It's easy to do. You can play as you want with this, and you can give it the material that you want. If I add camera, now Control Alt Numpad 0, the cursor must be here. Control Alt Numpad 0, hit N, view, camera to view, hit N to close. Now choose, for example, this. I uncheck the original text, the sphere 2, we don't want it in the final render. If I go here in render view, you can render it in Eevee, but cycles is better. Now here we have no light, so go here in light, add area light or sunlight or as you want, or you can go in world properties, in this yellow point, switch to sky texture. Decrease the sun elevation just to give it a nice look. You can rotate the sun. You can add a plane, scale it up, give it a material. I change the roughness down just to give it this nice shadow. Hit 0, hit tab, select edge mode, select this one, extrude it in z-axis, go back with tab to object mode. In modifier, add a bevel, increase this, give it some segment, maybe 7 is good, right click, shade smooth, hit 0 to go back to the camera, S, X and scale it up like this, Control A, apply the scale. Now the logo, maybe I change it, maybe I make it metallic. As you can see, anything I do to this text, if I change it, I make it red, all this copy have the same color. So maybe I make it like this, I decrease. So I uncheck the text. Maybe I change this sky texture to environment texture, and you can open the HDRI and I choose this one. The HDRI you can download it from polyhaven.com. You can play as you want now with this effect. So this tutorial is finished. I hope that you like it. See you in the next one.